Welcome back to Yes, I'm Adopted, Don't Make It Weird. Today, we are going to continue the conversation about how adoptees take correction as criticism.
Over the last few weeks, we've done a couple of episodes where we've mentioned the idea that adoptees tend to take basic correction as criticism.
Hyper-criticism.
Yeah, and like to the extreme and what that looks like. But we've never really gone in depth on that as far as like specifically how do you help and what can you do in this scenario
to avoid the situation.
Right? Or even like specifically talking about stories where this has occurred, right? So because this is the most, I think as an adult, the most pervasive continuing effect of adoption that's had the most impact as far as like my relationships as an adult is concerned. We wanted to take a minute and or a few and just kind of talk about some scenarios that we've encountered both as kids and as adults, and then two, I don't know, maybe the best practices or just some ideas we have about how you as parents or you as adoptees can start to deal with this as an issue.
So, Dava, let's talk about raking leaves and how you're the best at raking leaves.
I am the best at raking leaves.
Right. So, you were raking leaves the other day with your family.
Yes.
And tell us about that. Tell the people about how you are the greatest leaf raker.
I'm never telling you anything ever again. That's what I've decided.
Why? Because I'm going to bring it up on camera for everybody to hear about
That's probably true.
Listen, I'm going to be self-deprecating here in a little bit. Okay. It's fine. So you go first.
You're going to be me deprecating?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm 35, and I've been aware of this idea that my brain does this for the last maybe 5 or 6 years. Right? And so it's been getting steadily better as I'm aware that this is a reaction that I have, and it's possible to change it. However, it still occurs. So I'm raking leaves with my family. We're out, and we didn't get around to it before, right? And so I'm raking leaves and I'm bagging leaves with my wife, and I've been raking the same spot because I'm a perfectionist. I don't want to get like every leaf, which is impossible, by the way.
Like the tiny broken parts of the leaf just stay there, but it bugs you and you have to get it.
And they keep falling, so it's not like I'm ever going to not have leaves. So I'm raking in an area, and to be fair, my wife has already done this in this spot. I'm just being a perfectionist about it and trying to do the thing, right? And she knows me well enough to know that what's going to happen here. So she says, hey, this is probably going to sound like a jerk thing to you or whatever, but it's disheartening to see you rake the same thing that I already raked, right? Can you go rake something appropriate? Which is absolutely, she's spot on. Oh, that's absolutely true.
So much,
right? But I was furious because I'm like, what? You're gonna, I experienced that as a criticism and a rejection.
I am helping,
right?
I am doing good work
because and then I had to take a half hour and go rake, and not be around any other people. Now, granted, that takes me a half hour now, and it used to be all day.
Right? Me too. I used to just mope around and just get really angry whenever somebody would bring something like that up, and they were criticizing me for what I was doing or not doing.
Right.
Yeah, it was just done with the day. I ain't care anymore. We'll try again tomorrow.
How insane is that?
Right.
And as a kid, we'll get to those stories in a second. But one of the things that I noticed about this, because, now I'm able to take the time and think about it. And you've thought about this.
Yep.
As an adult, I'm able to look at it and say, okay, what's really happening here is that step one, I thought in my head, for whatever reason, that I was doing something right.
Yep.
Right? I was being helpful.
Yep.
And I was doing something that was spot on and blah, blah, blah. And to receive the correction about the thing that I had convinced myself was the right thing. You're upset about it now.
Yeah. I'm feeling it already. I'm just like, I'm angry for you.
To have experienced that correction, I took it as a rejection.
Yeah.
Right? You did this thing that was great, but I don't like you to do the thing that's great, so you're a terrible person.
You ever You ever go juvenile with it and like just undo everything that you just did?
It's been years, but I have done that before, right?
It's like, fine, well, here you go.
Take
Here's
the bag and
back.
just up,
and then just storm off.
There were times, yeah. As a kid,
yep.
As a kid, my primary one was the room cleaning.
Right.
What I don't know.
For me, so I took piano lessons as a kid.
Okay.
And first of all, I was like 7 years old. No 7-year-old wants to sit at a piano for an hour and a half a day and just practice, right? But, it's what I did, and I got pretty good at practicing. Once I started learning how to play the Disney songs, then it became a lot better for me. It was a lot more fun. I was playing like Lion King and Aladdin and stuff. That was a blast. So whenever I would go to my piano teacher, and she'd ask me if I practiced, and I was like, yes, I practiced. I definitely did. But I would mess up when performing the piece for her. And she would go, did you really practice? Oh, man, I hated that. That irritated me so much. It's like, yes, I really did practice, you jerk old lady, and then I just want to storm off afterwards. But I can't because my parents dropped me off there and I have nowhere to go. It's terrible. I hated it so much. And she probably didn't say it like, as condescending as I thought it was.
Sure.
She has to ask the question. She's probably used to, and I've given guitar lessons and drum lessons, and I ask that question all the time to people. Did you really practice? 9 out of 10 times, no, they did not practice. But, so I understand now where she was coming from.
Right.
But it didn't help.
No.
It did not help as a kid. Did you really do the thing?
Right.
It makes me angry to this day. I still hold some bitterness in my heart, I guess.
I think my reaction has always been proportional to how well I thought I was doing.
Right, exactly.
I
was like, I was so good at this. I nailed the piece at home. It sounded so pretty. My mom says it sounded good, and she is going to be No, my mom would never. But but I thought I was doing so good, and then she questioned that.
Right.
Ah!
I think knowing this as a kid, I don't know that I would have been able to process it.
No,
but
I didn't know why.
Maybe my parents knowing it's about me as a kid would have saved us a lot of grief. Right?
For sure.
It was cleaning my room was hands down the most obnoxious I think I've ever been. Because I would clean it thinking that I had cleaned it. Right? And this is like every kid I know, but for me it was this, like, I put everything in a place. It wasn't necessarily the right place, but it was in a place.
It was a place, yeah,
right?
Exactly.
And I'm like, bam, did it. I'm done. I'm awesome. Especially if I had taken the initiative to do it myself.
Ooh, yes.
Right? To take the thing. And if one of my parents had come in and said that this thing, thank you for cleaning, this needs to go here instead. Right? Like, the here instead would have made me furious.
Yep.
On multiple occasions.
Yep.
Or, did you do your homework?
I hate that question. I still hate it.
I did my homework.
Ugh.
But I didn't necessarily do all of it, right? But I had convinced myself that I had done something good. Even, 9 times out of 10, I hadn't done anything.
Right?
But I thought I did, so therefore, how dare you?
Get off my back.
It sounds so preposterous to talk about it now.
Right?
But I still have this issue today.
You recognize the tendencies that you had as a kid, and some of them still show its ugly head nowadays,
Right, and especially if I don't ask for it. Like, you and I have this to this day, where, like, if you do the edits on these, right? And if without asking for it, I come to you and say, can you change, not can you, but change this or this.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I know better than to do that, except when I'm feeling like a jerk and I want
Whenever you get yelled at for raking leaves poorly, then you come and take it out on me. I get it. I understand our relationship now.
Or if you come look at my board before I'm ready for you to look at my board.
Yeah.
Like,
I just start questioning everything that's
so
on there.
Furious.
Why is this here? Why did you write this down?
I don't
this doesn't
know
make
yet.
any
Shut
sense.
up. Like that.
It's fun now,
It's
right?
sure.
You know, like talking about it, it's fun. Like in the moment, it's like, okay, this is stupid. I hate this.
Mhm.
Stop. But if you actually take the time to just sit and think for a little bit, it becomes entertaining because you're like, that is the dumbest reaction I've ever had to anything before,
Right.
and you
And
start to actually question it.
right. And I have it all the time.
Right. Me neither.
Like I all the time I have this reaction and it's always dumb.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
Right? So oh no.
What am I doing with my life? I need to apologize to everybody.
Right?
I'm sorry, people.
And I do now, right? And the people that are close to us know this about us.
Yeah.
Right? Like they know, and they know that we're working on it.
Yeah.
You know, and so
my wife
as
still likes to point it out every once in a while.
sure,
She's like,
which
it's not a criticism
which I
on
hate.
you. It's not a criticism on you. But and when they when people say that word or like they started out, this is not a criticism, instantly I lock. I lock. I'm just like, here it comes. It's gonna be a criticism. You're saying it's not. It's like, I don't mean to
Right.
offend you, but
I'm gonna be offended, so I need to like prepare myself.
Yeah, I just lock and I just get ready. Yep.
Apparently, normal people recover from this quicker than we do.
See,
is the thing, right?
Yeah.
Like it's still there. Other people still have this, like
Right.
still experience this, but the recovery, the turnaround time is not the like 12 hours that it used to take me, right? Or not the
Yup.
like, oh, I should secede from my family reaction that like,
Yup. I need to get away from everybody. You need to go away for a while.
like that's insane.
Oh, yeah. So, what do we do about it, Davo?
Okay, so
How do we fix the problems that we have with taking criticism or correction as criticism?
Okay, so as an adult,
Yes.
we rationalize,
Okay.
right? We were able to. I didn't learn about this. We didn't learn about this until we were like in our 30s, right?
Yeah.
Late 20s, early
Still
30s.
learning.
Like I didn't even know this was a thing until I read The Primal Wound.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
It makes sense.
Like I read
My
that
whole
the first
life.
time, and I was like, "Holy crap! This is like my biggest problem in like emotionally. This is the biggest problem I have. Like,
Yup.
and this is like an adoption thing. Like,
Yup.
oh, huh." And thankfully, I'd spent the last couple of years studying neuroplasticity, right?
Right.
So I'm able to say, okay, metacognitively, I can think my way out of this.
Yes.
And I need to be aware when it's happening.
Yes.
I need to be honest that it's happening.
Yes.
And honestly, there are some times where it's just terrible, right? Like, but the
Yes.
turnaround time now versus like 5 years ago is
Significantly shorter.
significantly shorter,
Yes.
right? With my wife, I can go talk to her and be like, okay, we both know I'm having this reaction,
Yup. I'm sorry.
right?
I don't mean anything by it. I
Right.
love you.
And she's able to say, you know, I'm not criticizing you.
Right.
I'm not rejecting you.
Right. Yup.
I know that this is just how your brain works.
Yes.
Right. So having that, just knowing as an adult is very freeing.
Yeah.
It's still something we struggle with and it's still something we experience, but it's nice to not have the massive emotional downturn that we would have had.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Right?
For me, the biggest thing, and this actually applies to teens, kids, maybe kids, but definitely adults, is understand the heart of the person that you think is criticizing you. I know my wife, she is not, out to get me. She is not out to sabotage or anything like that. She's for me. And so understanding that it really helps put things into perspective by saying, oh, they're not attacking me. They do want the best for me. So maybe I should actually listen.
Right.
And that has helped me with so many of my relationships. Like Jason, right? Jason and I used to butt heads together, all the time, just for over dumb little things, because he had an idea and I had an idea, and we would do this to see who would win.
Right.
But I love the guy. Like, he's one of my best friends.
Mhm.
And because we can actually have those conversations, because we go into whatever conversation we have knowing that the other person is for them. And that has really helped put things into a frame of mind where it's not, oh, they're criticizing me and everything that I do and everything that I am, and I hate everything about this, to, oh, okay, maybe I should change something. Maybe I should think about something different.
Right.
That has helped tremendously in my conversations. Like, we'll get into it, right?
Right.
You know, like we talk about different things, and conversations get a little heated sometimes, but we always come together at the end, and then we go and shoot things in video games
That's true.
together or at each other.
It's very cathartic.
Yeah, it's great. But that's super helpful because I know, like, this is gonna sound cheesy and stuff, but I know that you're not against me, that you're for
Right.
me.
Right.
And it's the same
And
thing.
vice versa.
Yes.
Right.
And so we can have these hard, difficult conversations sometimes and not be at each other's throat
Right.
and not feel like we're getting attacked.
Yeah. Yeah. Trust will go a long way.
So long. Build trust, people.
So
That's the bottom line. Just
Yeah.
do it.
it's much easier to take that from somebody that you implicitly trust,
Mhm.
which is cool.
Yeah.
Now I know a lot of moms
I'm out.
of kids are going to wonder about this,
Mhm.
and now I don't have a good answer. All I have are theories.
Yeah.
Because when we were kids, none of this research was there.
No.
Right? I do feel like as a kid, the things that I knew to expect, like really expect,
Mhm.
made stuff a lot easier.
Yes.
Right?
Laying
Like
out
the ambiguity of
expectations.
clean your room versus pick up these things and put them here,
Yep.
and that is clean,
Yes.
is a
Very
major
helpful.
major difference and very
So
helpful. Right? Even today, like we have to have things defined.
Yeah.
But as a kid, if I take the initiative to go and do something, it would have been really great for my mom to see the things that needed dealing with, right? And maybe wait a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And in that moment, just be like, hey, thanks for doing that. Good job.
Yep.
And then the next day, you know what would be great would be if we could do this,
Yeah.
right? Or the expectation is now
Yep.
this thing.
Because otherwise, you feel like you never want to do that thing as a kid again.
Yeah, I never was going
You-
to clean my room.
Yeah, you never want to take the initiative. Because you stepped out and you tried something and you wanted to be a blessing to somebody, and it turned around and blew up in your face, in your opinion.
Right.
And you never want to do it again.
So that's the best I had to offer you, moms. I hope that's helpful.
Yeah. So let us know your guys' thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to be able to continue the conversation with you throughout the week. Make sure to tag and share this video with anybody that you think it would help and benefit, because there's a lot of adoptees out there who struggle with the exact same thing and have no idea why. We're still learning why ourselves.
You have major issues with relationships? You don't say.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, the number of apologies I should issue.
So, as always, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We will see you guys on the weekend update. Peace out, hombre, Girl Scout, homie.
I really want to have an outro, but they're just so bad. I don't know how to follow them.